Hi, good afternoon. This is Rainetta again. On the 2nd of July, I decided wouldn't it be interesting to create a grid that would be able to harness all types of elements. So I came up with the metallics or silicon. I am wondering if I should still choose carbine, since it's a very durable material. Wind, solar, hydro, terra, therma, voltaic invisible grid. This is what it looks like. Okay. The invisible grid, once it's rolled up, it can be rolled up before it's deployed or retracted and seeded. Seeded means to be buried in the ground. I buried it at the topsoil, right? Okay, now this is a tiny spoke that's built into the grid. And now what makes the grid invisible is that it's not one hard surface, but it's an open square. It's an open square, and the grid is along the perimeter of the square. You submerge the grid into the ground, and the only thing that's visible is the spoke. Now, why did I design it this way? Well, in my preliminary research, I found out that terra therma, or heat at the surface of the earth, can provide the entire world with enough energy for 1 year. However, that energy is wasted. There is nothing designed that can capture the heat at the surface of the earth. So I designed this with that knowledge in mind. I designed this to capture the heat at the surface of the earth. So this is what it looks like as it's being deployed at the surface of the earth. Now, the different types of conversions. Wind conversion. The spoke head vibrates continuously. So we're using this is the spoke head, and this spoke head is designed to vibrate continuously, creating energy that travels along the grid. The spoke head vibrates continuously, creating friction. Surface wind, now we're doing wind conversion. Surface wind adds to the friction, creating energy. The energy is transported along the grid and then it's converted. Heat energy. Again, we're using the heat because we know that it's estimated that the Earth's surface absorbs enough solar energy in 1 hour to supply 1 year's energy to 1 billion people. So we're using the heat from the surface of the Earth with the same vibratory method of the spoke. The heat plus the friction, which transports it along the grid, converts it to produce energy. The silicon wires absorb light. So I was thinking, hey, make it metallic, make it silicon. But interestingly enough, in my research, silicon wires absorb light, which is great. Okay, hydro conversion. Again, the spoke head, we use a spoke head. It's placed at the Earth's surface at the lowest point. And what we do is the pressure, because the rainfall from the clouds to the Earth's surface is a long distance, and it gathers momentum as it falls to the Earth because of a gravitational pull towards the center of the Earth. The grid is placed at the lowest place in the Earth, so when the droplets of rain hits the spoke head, it builds up massive amounts of pressure. So we're not just converting water with the vibration of the spoke head, but we're also utilizing the impact and the pressure upon the spoke head, and we're using that, and we're going to convert that, the energy produced from the pressure, the water as it hits the spoke head, and we're also going to use the vibration or the rotation of the spoke head and the water to convert to create hydroelectricity. And then again, it also acts as a solar panel. Now, we know that energy requires heat, but I have a theory that cold can be converted to make energy. I haven't quite figured out yet how, but I figured, it is known that the reason why we feel cold is because of the heat displacement. But I was wondering, is it possible that cold could provide energy? So, even though this may not be proven, but I think if the cold can be absorbed from the atmosphere and the earth, there must be a way we can take that cold and transport it to the grid with the friction that's created, even though friction will produce heat, and then convert it, and snow likewise. Anyway, so that's my all-in-one invisible grid. Bye.